Hola chiquitos, it's Senora and I'm giving you a YouTube video tutorial on numbers. Now we already did this in class, but in case you were absent or maybe a little confused and want to review, these are the slides that we went over in class. So we started out by reviewing our numbers 1 to 100. And really, you should know these because these were learned last year. So we reviewed 10 is 10, 20 is 20. Notice the EI here. 30 is 30. Notice the EI again. 40 is 40. 50 is 50. 60 is 60, like seis. 70 is 70. 80 is 80, sounds like ocho. 90 is 90. And 100 is 100. So make sure you know those because those are one of the most important building blocks to get to the higher numbers. So one of the things we reviewed was the placement of the E, the Y. It is a rule that you can only place E in between the tens and the ones. So any of these you can use between your tens place and your ones place. So 73 would be 73 because 70 is a tens and tres is a ones. Now, between 16 and 29, you can opt to make it 3 words. For example, 25 can be 25 or 25, 1 word. And remember, this is only 16 through 29 that you can do that. After 29, you go to the 3 words, 31, 44, etc. We then continued with our hundreds. The hundreds are on Quizlet, which is on Google Classroom, and it's important that you learn this vocabulary because this is the second set of important words that will be building blocks to get to the higher numbers. So 100 is just going to be 100. That's all, just 100. But as soon as you go over 100, it becomes ciento. Now remember the rule with the E? There's nothing here between the tens and the ones, so I simply put uno. That's it. What do you think 105 would be? If you said 105, you are right. There's no number between the tens and the ones, just 5, so you just place that after ciento. 111, 111. What about 120? Try it. If you put 120, you are correct. 127. Now here you will be able to use your E because you have a 20 y 7. Here you have something between the tens and the ones, so you're allowed to use the E. And what about 199? 190 y 9. Again, you have 90 and 9, so there you can use your E. 200 through 900 are very similar to the numbers and the word hundred, which is ciento. So 200 is dos, like the number 2, and then cientos, which it would be 100, right? You told me that 100 was ciento, so cientos. 3 is tres, cientos. So far, it's easy. 4 is cuatro, and then add your hundreds. 5 is the one that gives people trouble because 5 doesn't sound like cinco. This sounds more like quince. Qui, ni, en, dos. Quinientos is 500. Back to the easy ones. 6 is seis. Add your hundreds, cientos. Now 7 is siete. That's a lot of syllables. So they abbreviated it to sete. They just got rid of the I and put the cientos in there. 8 is ocho. Plop on your cientos. Now, nueve, again, has a lot of syllables, so they make it sound more like noventa. Nove cientos. When you're making the big numbers, you write them just like you say them. 265. I'm going to put the word for 200. Oops, sorry. And then 65. So you write them as you say them. So this number is 392. You try. Did you put tres cientos? Noventa y dos? If you did, you're good. Remember, there's no E after tres cientos because that's not a tens and a ones. Noventa is your tens and dos is your ones. So try these other ones. Put this on pause. Try 487, 536, 639, 710, 801, and 999. So put me on pause. So here are your answers. Again, we didn't use an E after our hundreds. We only used it between our tens and our ones. That's the only place. Yep, okay. I thought I made a mistake. So 487, 536, 639, 710. There's nothing, 10 is just diez, so you don't need an E. 801, nothing here between the tens and the ones. And 999. So feel free to put this on pause and get a little more practice. We will be having a quiz on this, so you will have to be able to use the vocabulary. So put me on pause and then I'll come back and I'll verbally give you the answers. All right, so remember we write them like we say them. 385. 970. 759. 593. 806. 419. Now you could have written 19 as one word or three words. 19. 625. You also could have written 25 as one word, 25. 213. No E, just 213. So we are back here with mil. Mil is the next step after 999. Mil means 1,000. Very, very important note. There is no un before mil. Mil just means 1,000. You don't need anything in front of it. So, like I said, mil means 1,000. Don't use an un. We do not need an un here. Un is not used with mil. So when you have 1,000, it's mil. 2,000 would be 2,000. What do you think 11,000 is? 11,000. Good. Now watch. Think of mil as your comma, the thousand comma that tells you in your number placement that it's in the thousands. 32,000. So literally 32,000. So think of your mil as your comma. 55,000. 55,000. Good. Remember cien. Cien is 100. So 100,000 would be 100,000. 533,000. Just walk yourself down. What's 500? 500. What's 33? 33. And then you got that mil, so you know you're in the thousands. 958,241. Here, you're just walking yourself on down the number. 900 Notice how I use my E here because it's a tens and a ones. 958,000. There's my comma. 241. So notice again with my numbers, I'm only using an E between my tens and my ones. It doesn't matter if it's tens and ones or tens and 1,000s. As long as it's in the tens position and the ones position, I can use the E. So put me on pause and number 1 to 8. Write down the number version of my written form. So here we are with number 1, 540,083. Number 2, 100,127. Number 3, 498,611. Number 4, 300,535. Number 5, 751,000. Number 6, 590,000. Number 7, 274,100. And the last one I made tricky, 692,001. Okay, so with your next step up, we're going to go to millón. The double L sounds like a Y, millón. Notice here that we do use un with millón. So that's going to be tricky. Remember, no un with mil, but we use un with millón. So un millón is 1 million. And again, think of it as your comma. Think of it as your millions comma. It tells you where you are in your number, and that millones is your comma that tells you millions. So notice that when I go to above 1, I have to make millón plural. So 14 millones, 14 million. 80 millones, 80 million. And again, I can still use my E between my tens and my ones. But here I'm in the millions, 99 million. So let's try. So when I go to tackle this number, you're going to do the next two on your own. I just write it like I say it. So I see 2, so I write dos. I see I'm in the millions, so I write millones. No commas, just write that like that. Now I'm at 300, so I write the word 300. And then I have 45, so I write 45. And notice that my comma is there and I'm in the thousands, so mil. And then I write 600, let me get down here. 678, 78. And that's my number. So I just write it like I say it, and you can see now why you have to know your vocabulary, because if you don't, you won't know how to say the words. So try the last two, and then that'll be the end of our number tutorial. Okay, so we are back. Number 2 is 15,987,543. So I simply write 15 millones, make it plural. 987,000. See my little mil comma there. 543. That's it. And for my last one, I have hundreds. I have 300, 884 millones. 233,759. So I can use my E's between my tens and my ones, and you can see here how I set it up. If you have any questions or would you like any extra practice, I will be happy to send it to you. Just shoot me a remind text. Hasta luego.